Let's get ready to rumble. Welcome to Jaw Jacking with Bob and TC. I am B.O.B. Bob, but I will go by the name of Robert Lee Orr Jr. if you insist on being formal. And as always, from the south side of Chicago, Illinois, give it up for my main man, Mark Teese. TC was senior.
In the building. What up, Bob? What up, Bob?
What's going on, man? How you doing, brother?
All good, man.
Well,
Yourself?
first of all, I want to tell everybody how they can connect to the show. You can go to the YouTube channel, Collective Perspective YouTube channel is where we air live from. So go to YouTube channel and like the Collective Perspective page and subscribe to the page. You know, and so when you do that, what you do is get all of the content. You get all the content that we post on Collective Perspective page. So we encourage you to do that. We encourage you to do that because when we go live, we putting more content out, different guests, different viewers. Hold on one second. I'm going to respond to this. I can't multitask. I was trying to multitask. I was trying to respond to my man Vince, man. I see you, brother. Can you hear me, Vince? I see you, man. You're in the back room. I see you, brother. Okay, gotcha. But anyway, go to Collective Perspective on YouTube, and that's really important because sooner or later we're going to navigate off of all of the Facebook platforms and to a YouTube channel, and then so that way, you know, we can really reposition ourselves. Hold on one second. Let me make sure Vince understand. I see him. Vince, can you hear me? Vince, can you hear me?
I don't see no Vince.
Okay, Vince. All right. Anyway, long story short, TC, we got a few things we want to talk about. We got the Derek Chauvin case that just got concluded. We got the Derek Chauvin case that just got concluded, and we're gonna be touching on those subjects. We're also gonna be on a few different things. We're gonna be talking about, first of all, the Chicago Bears. We're gonna go into some sports a little bit too, and will the Bulls make the playoffs? And the question of the day is to be vaccinated or not to be vaccinated. That's the question of the day. So, how do you feel about being vaccinated or not vaccinated? That is the question of the day. And we're going to touch on those subjects. But we got two guests today. We got Vincent Watkins coming on, and we also have Jameson Clay. And when those brothers come in, they're going to come in with their thunder and their impact on the subjects that we're going to touch on. So I want you to buckle down, check us out, listen to the show today. But anyway, first of all, TC, how you been doing, man? First of
all, I'm doing good, man. No complaints at all. No complaints at all.
State, man.
Huh?
How's Sunshine State, man?
Oh man, it's sunshiny. It is what it is. You gotta come check me out.
I'm gonna call it vitamin D.
Right. You know, it's good for the skin.
You know,
it's good for the skin, though. It's good for the skin. You know, that melanin is good for my melanin, man. You know, my melanin. This is going down.
Okay, check this out, though, man. I want you to talk. You wanted to zoom in on the Bears, man. So we're gonna go ahead and give them some jaw jacking sports love right off the top, man, for the Chicago Bears, and see what is. You said Marquise Goodwin.
Yeah, they picked up a good one. That was a good pickup. I like that pickup, man.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy too.
I'm a little Chicago biased, you know. Hey, I don't know. We might be all right. We might be all right with Redhead. Yeah, I'm trying to feel that because Allen Robinson Goodwin brings a dynamic. And hey, we're gonna see what Redhead can do.
And Mooney, I like the wide receiver.
Right. Yeah, I like what we got. I like what we got. I just don't believe in that quarterback, you know. That's the only thing. But yeah, I don't know about no Dalton, man. But I think we're gonna be okay. We'll be better than what people think. I think we'll be way better than people think.
Oh yeah. What do you think about the fact that we lost Kyle Foote?
I mean, hey, nothing you can do about that. He left. We didn't pay him. He went and got more money. He gone. I don't think
No, Cal Fuller, we waived him. We waived
right because we weren't gonna pay him. Basically,
no, we was already. You say we wasn't gonna pay him.
We wasn't gonna pay him. That's why they waived him. They're like we evidently they want to offer him no more money.
Right.
They didn't want to offer him a contract. I mean, he's a good cornerback. You know, I think we'll be okay. We'll be all right. We'll make it without him. Straight up. I really think we're gonna make the playoffs.
Who?
The Bears?
You think the Bears gonna make the playoffs?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I do.
Really
I think they under. I don't like Andy Dalton. Let's get it twisted. But I do think he's better than Trubisky. I don't care what them numbers say. I think he's a veteran. He's better than Trubisky. And I think if he come in, not under the I'm a replacement under that act, and come in here like this my team, and he used Goodwin, Moody, Allen Robinson, the running game. You know the line. They got a little move. I think we could be okay. Cause I love our defense. So I think we could be okay. We could draft a cornerback, a good corner. We can get one of them. And
I think one of the things that I like about our defense is the fact that Eddie Goldman is coming back. I think we needed him to stop the run. I think that's an underrated re-addition, to the Bears. I like the cornerback we picked up, Trufant. I like him. I think he's aggressive.
He get burned a lot. Yeah, he get burnt a lot though. But he is aggressive. He get burnt. I'm talking about. He was on the Dallas. He played defense against Dallas, when Dallas came all the way back on them. Like I'm
gonna try some real quick. Let me add. Let me see. Vince is having problems, so I want to make sure that Vincent, can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, Vince. Can you hear me, Vince? Give me a thumbs up. Jamie, can you hear me, Jamie? Jamie can hear me. Vince, can you hear me?
You've been asking about Vince for a long time, man. Hey,
Vince been having a problem.
Yeah, we 2G.
Hey.
Vince, can you hear me, Vince, man?
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, all right. Let me see.
Right, I'm gonna put you backstage.
Can he hear us though? Can he hear us? Can he hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
All right, I got you.
All right, put him in the back.
Finish our sports rant, and then we'll bring you in at 4:30. Okay.
Are we good now?
Yeah, 4:30. I'm gonna bring you back on at 4:30, Vince.
All right, just keep in mind, man. This weekend, I'm going to upgrade my computer, my phone, and everything, dude, because I need to. It's not you guys, it's me. So I'll see you guys in about 6 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I love it. I love it. We will have a direct, baby. This is what we do. Hey, this live, y'all. Hey, my man.
My man Marlon said, "What up? What up, Marlon? What's going on, man?"
Support Marlon.
They don't waste that world-class defense on mediocre offense. Chi-Town sports organizations are known for shooting themselves in the foot. He is absolutely right. But I like the subtraction of Fuller's contract, because you had some priorities you had to put in some different directions. So I love Fuller. Don't get me wrong. I love Fuller. I love Kyle Fuller. He was a Bear. You know what I'm saying?
He was good. He was good.
Yeah,
he represented.
Average. He's above average. But I do think that they made the right decision to let him go. And I'm glad he went to Denver. I'm glad he didn't go like to Green Bay or something, like,
Right, he got away. Right. So gold over there. Before I want to finish talking about these Bears, I do want to say this. What up, Marlon? With the slow burn chicken down there in Nashville, man. I'm coming down there to see my brother, K Guz, his wife Alexis, baby dude. Got my little nephew coming, so I'm coming down there and I'm gonna go live, and I'm coming for the chicken, man. I'm coming for the chicken. Let them know I'm coming for the chicken, Marlon. I'm coming forward, baby. I don't want that real one though, because y'all saw him. You see him eat the chip challenge?
Yeah, I see. And he took it though. He took it like a champ.
He took it. So that means his chicken hot.
Yeah,
I'm talking about hot. So I'm coming down there though.
I can't take those chips. Oh,
me
either. No,
I ain't taking that. I'm not finna act no fool.
Answer your own question. Answer your question. To be vaccinated or not to be vaccinated. Answer your own question.
It's real simple to me. Hell no. No, I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to do that. I don't feel I should have to. Anything they making everybody do, I got a question about that. You know, I just look, no, I don't want it. I don't, if I have to, like, you know, you're gonna go to jail or they're gonna, you know, take Turk from me or something, you know. All right, y'all was gonna stick that stuff in me, you know. But I don't feel if you don't have it, they shouldn't make you, you know. They suggested the flu shot, and I understand when flu season come, it affects people different, and you know, go get you a flu shot. No.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want one man.
The Pfizer one, I saw that the fact that they were talking about there's a possibility that you would have to take a third shot. And I was like,
now, understand the game, man. Don't let our people know that we just ain't talking. We know what it is. It's 3 of them, you know. Right. It's 3 of the shots. It's 3 of them. We did our homework.
The Pfizer vaccination.
Yeah, you got the BioNTech, the Pfizer one. You got the Johnson & Johnson one. And then you got the Moderna. See what I'm saying?
But the Johnson & Johnson is 1 shot, though. It's 1 shot.
But see, this the difference in them. This is why I don't want neither one of them.
Okay.
The Johnson & Johnson is injecting an active version of coronavirus or a dead version of the virus into your body. So your immune system can attack it, whoop it, beat it. So if you do get it, your immune system is prepared for it.
Okay.
So that's why they're not being real. That's why I think it's got to be some business involved. Why they trying to do the Johnson & Johnson virus like they do? I mean, injection, because that's the only one that's actually putting an inactive virus in your body. Okay. So you might be sore, you might be feeling something because you got corona at that moment. But it's inactive, but it's still there. So your body's gonna react a little bit. You're gonna have certain stuff as your immune system beats. They cheated. They gave your immune system a weak opponent. You understand what I'm saying? They gave it a weak opponent. So when they put the inactive coronavirus into your body, your immune system attacks it, beats it. So if you ever do come in contact with it, your immune system has a defense for it now. But when you're feeling all the effects and this with the Johnson & Johnson, it's because they're shooting corona in you. But it's inactive, not the full strength version. And so your body can get it and fights it off. Now with the other two, the Moderna and the Pfizer, they are actually injecting like the RNA. We gotta look it up, y'all. The RNA. They sticking a thing in your body so your body can produce a protein, and that protein that it produces has antibodies in it. So if you come in contact with the virus, it already has the antibodies in your body. Now, the reason why I don't want the other one, I don't want you to put corona in me. I don't want you to give me the generic version. I don't want that in me. So no, I don't want that shot. The reason why I don't want the other 2 shots, because you are forcing my body to create a different protein. Look it up, y'all. And that protein has an antibody. So I don't know what else the effect of that extra stuff that my body's producing right now. I don't want that in me. So I will not do it unless they make me, because we're all lab rats who take it. Let's keep it 100.
We've taken vaccinations before. And I'm like, if we had this attitude for the polio vaccination, what would we do now? Like, I
never took the polio vaccination. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know about it. I don't know. But I know I don't get no flu shots. I know you're not putting none of that in me. That's
so
all I'm saying.
Man, I want to bring our guests on. Look,
what would you do? Nope. To be or not to be.
I'm up in the air right now.
Well, tell me why. Let me talk to me about your decision.
The VA, I mean, being a veteran, the VA is offering me to take. I mean, you know, of course, I can get the vaccination, but I do want it to play out. But I don't want it to play out to the point where I'm a hazard myself to my family. So I'm really up in the air. So it's like I got to make a decision here. I would say within the next week, whether or not I'm taking vaccination or not. You know, but when Johnson & Johnson came out with these freezing. They starting to freeze some of the vaccinations. It made me nervous again. It made me nervous all over again. I don't know what kind of situations or issues that's going on with it. I know people was getting. I heard some information about people getting blood clots and stuff like that from the vaccination, and I mean that's concerning. That's real. I mean, all of it is concerning to me. Go ahead.
I just feel like they break it down for the public. Don't get me wrong, but one of us that talk to our people, that talk to us, need to go do the homework. So now he go facts. This is not my opinion. You can all look it up yourself. The difference in the virus is, the vaccinations is the Johnson & Johnson is basically like a flu shot. It's giving you an active version of corona, a weaker, so your immune system can fight it. So you might go through stuff because you actually have corona in that moment.
Okay.
Now, the other one, they're not injecting it in you. They're giving you something that your body can start producing a different protein that it never produced before. It's going to make it produce a different protein. And in that protein is going to be antibodies. So if you do come in contact with it, you have the antibodies in your body to fight it. But we don't know yet the effects of whatever this protein that we're creating that we never was creating before, what it's going to do to our body in the long run. So now when we get pregnant, they both had a shot. Don't be surprised somebody going to have an ear on their forehead. We don't know what that protein is doing to our body. We don't know. So I'm going to walk like this. I'm going to still wear my mask. I still wear my gloves when I go certain places. I'm going to still keep people out my face and let me be straight. If you force me to take a shot when I don't want to, and I ain't never had the corona yet, and it's now something wrong. I should not be able, if you don't take this shot, you can't come in this restaurant, because that's what it's coming to. If you see overseas right now, if you fly and you didn't have your shot, you got to pay more money to fly. So you're already starting it. So pretty soon, you're not going to be able to go up in this store if you don't got proof you've been vaccinated, And then that's another conversation, because like the mark of the beast to me, this is how they brought it in, be of the world, not the world. What you want to do, if you of us, let us shoot this in you. If not, good luck. You better send your boy to the restaurant to get you some food, because they making it already. You need this card, your proof. So a lot of people without the proof like me, I'm gonna need friends like y'all to have it, because I'll still need me a steak. So just go bring me a steak to my house.
Hey, Derek Grady says, I am with TC on this one. I'm taking a wait and see approach. This vaccination was rolled out too quick. Not even a year of testing before this vaccination was on the market. And if you do research about it, even the vaccination, as they say it, will not stop a person. So that's what Derek Grady said. And with that, I want to bring our guests on real quick.
Let's go.
The Derek Chauvin trial, the verdict. We got Vincent Watkins and Mr. Jameson Clay. So I want to say, get him a jaw jacking welcome. I'm gonna get him a jaw jacking from the west side of Chicago,
Illinois.
That's it.
And Jameson,
in the building. What up, fellas?
What's going on, man? How you guys doing?
All good, brother.
Yeah, both of them from the west side. They made it so easy. I said,
from the west side. Oh,
the house, baby. The house.
Let's be real. When y'all heard him say for the west side like that, you got pumped up a little bit. Didn't it pump you up a little bit?
Yeah, man. Pump me up. You guys are talking about the Chicago. You talking about the Chicago Bears, man. I went to Gore-Tex High School, and we played in Prep Bowl in 1987. We beat Julian 29-19. But who can remember something like that, right? So I played certain.
You played my cousin. You played Wesley Yates. He's the wide receiver.
I'm gonna switch computers.
Okay. Wesley, they played Wesley in that game.
So
Wesley played.
Introduce Jamie. Jamie, I want you to introduce yourself real quick, man, and tell everybody what's up with who you are.
Most definitely. Jameson Clay, You know, for those who don't know, I am an entrepreneur, a boss, instructor. I kind of do everything. Just, you know, giving my opinion when it comes to, you know, what's going on in society today. You know, I speak from the heart. I speak from experience, and hopefully we can get to, you know, share that opinion. At the end of the day, you know what? That's all we got is our opinion.
Real talk. That's all it is. You can't take it personally. That's your view. That's my view. That's Bob's view. The world. We just sharing our views with people. Yes, sir.
Right.
I already know they ain't gonna like everything.
And as y'all see that, go ahead.
Vince, I want you to introduce yourself real quick. Vince. Tell a little bit about your background, where you from. Vince, you there?
Hey, listen, man. I'm on my wife's computer. I feel good. We're gonna get into some really good conversation, man. Let's do it.
Well, introduce yourself. You're a kid from the west side of Chicago.
Yes. So quick background myself. I grew up on the west side of Chicago. My address was 1906 South Albany, 21st and Kedzie. My grandfather owned a barbershop on Lake and Pulaski, so I'm familiar with the whole Cape Town area. And I attended Gordon Tech High School. And man, I love everything about Chicago. We relocated to Arizona about 12 years ago, but deep down inside, I'm just a brother from Chicago.
I want to hear
you had to have a little money because you went to Gordon Tech, you know.
Right.
I wouldn't say that.
I know Gordon Tech was always had that esteem, man. They had that esteem, like them in Limballoon. They're like cats like Limballoon.
Right. Lane Tech, you know.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you guys something. You know what's cool? Donovan McNabb lives out here. I see him and his girls, because my girl play club ball together. So Donovan McNabb is out here chilling. He went to Mount Carmel, so you know it's good.
That's what's up.
Well, check this out, man. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. First of all, thoughts about the vaccination. Since I want y'all to respond to the question of the day, and about the vaccination.
You know, I'll go ahead and go first. I took my second shot Monday. Okay. Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm a veteran too, Rob. I heard you say that. You know, when we joined the military, you walk down that line, they give you shots on both sides. You don't know what the world they put in you. But guess what? You taking those shots, right? And at the end of the day, man, it's about safety and getting back to some type of, you know, regular life. And if we care about each other, then, you know, I think we should move forward with it. You know, people talk about it came out too quick. This technology has been in existence for years. They've been working on it. And one of the leading people to develop this was a sister in South Carolina. So, you know, it's not new. Yeah, it took on this. And, you know, for me, I took my second shot, very little side effects. And I'm ready for my birthday. That's May 2nd to start looking for a trip. I'm ready to go.
Go ahead, Vince.
Well, you got to do what God is telling you to do, man. We pray on it, and we did not take the shot. No one in the household has taken it. We feel great, and I do understand there are consequences. But from my standpoint, just dealing with the factual aspects, when I look at the Tuskegee Airmen, this Tuskegee Project, where they shot these men with what they told them was whatever, right?
They told us the vaccine, they shot them with water.
But they ended up with they gave them syphilis as an experiment. But that's just the first thing, right? So the other component, and a lot of people have been talking about this as well, you don't know the long-term effects. We don't know what's going to happen 3, 5, 10 years down the road. But I think everyone individually, they have to do what's best for them and their family. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. We take precautions. We've been wearing our masks, we wash our hands, social distancing, things of that nature. But we just decided not to take the vaccine, and you know, we'll see what happens. I think God's going to protect our household as He's done so far.
I respect it.
Yeah, well, we have no choice but to respect it because we are in new territory concerning the vaccination and concerning coronavirus and concerning the mandate, the possibility mandate of taking a vaccination, you know, in order to do regular things like shopping or going into grocery stores, or, you know. So it's not even that's being said. It's the fact that it's circulating in the logic. That's the point. You know, some people feel uncomfortable with people who hadn't taken the vaccination, and then, you know, I mean, it's a risk. It's a big risk one way or the other. So, but what I want to talk to y'all about today is the Derek Chauvin trial.
And before we hold on, Bob, before we change, I want to have a comment last part about the vaccination. I want to have a comment on that. Like, of course, I decided, like the brother Vincent, me and mine, we don't want to do it. And I understand have everybody had reasons why they will or why they won't. But what I don't understand, I never understood, and I'm not going to understand about this is if you guys found the vaccination something that fights this virus. So give the country, America, the choice. But if you do catch it, can't you give me a shot? So maybe y'all can educate me on that thought process. If I, for some reason, catch corona, you have a vaccination for it now. Now, maybe I caught it in a stage that is full blown, but we have something that can fight it now. So if I got to be quarantined in my house, in my room, while I take the vaccination for 2 weeks, and the vaccination does what it does to the corona, why are you going to make me take it when I don't have it? If you have something that can fight it, and I still wear my mask. We take our precautions, like you said, Vincent. But anything can happen in the case I do catch it. Why I can't go to the hospital instead of staying back before they had the vaccinations? They had to put the respirators on them and hope it'd be okay. We have nothing for you. Now they have something for you.
Well, you got to remember though, a vaccination is different from an antidote. Right.
True.
So it's not the same thing. And so, and again, people take their chances. I'm also a believer, but I also believe God had his hand in this. That's just me. And so, an antidote is different than a vaccination, and
we know that.
People are still dying today, and the vaccination's been out for months. So, and now it's the younger people that are dying, right? So it was older people, they got, 60% of them vaccinated, 70% vaccinated. Now it's the young people who thought they couldn't die for it, but these strains are changing and attacking young folk now. And so, again, everyone has to make their own decision. But at the end of the day, for me, I chose this for me and actually convinced my wife to do it. Simply because I think it's the best way out of this. At the end of the day, everybody want to get back to cruising every, twice a year, doing what normally families do. And no, I don't think the government's going to make anyone take it. I don't. They don't make people do it now, right? But as a society, if you make that choice, if the society say, hey, we need to make sure before your kid come to school that they took their chickenpox shot or their measles or mumps, right? That happens today. And guess what your kids will do? You take them there, you give them their shot, and you send them on to school. So
but I'm just saying, you also had a choice, and I didn't let them shoot my kids to death. I didn't let them do it. So
is your kids in school?
Yes, they are. Right in Homewood Flossmoor District. Yes.
Okay. See, my thing is this, is that, it's coronavirus sound like an immunity type of thing. Like if your immunity is in the right way, you may not ever catch the coronavirus. That's one thing with me personally. I can't speak for everybody, but I've never stopped any of my movement from the time the coronavirus came out, and that's not to say I won't get it. I'm not even suggesting that. But what I'm saying is that some things like your immune system, can be strong enough to fight it off. I don't know. I don't know. We don't know what the truism of, all of the things that could happen with the coronavirus. But I just think that eventually, sooner or later, just by them rolling it out, there's going to be a different logic, and that logic is going to be based out of fear. It's not going to really be based off of anything factual. It possibly is just going to be fear. And I think it's a real reckless way of thinking if we start responding to things based off of fear alone. I think that's what can dump over into somebody else's civil liberties. And I just think we got to be careful as a society.
And with this, society, that's the thing I was about to attack. Society, society also told us to put these kids in timeout. Now look at them. That's
You're
what
not talking about
society.
your kids, TC. You're not talking about your kids, man.
No, mine good, man. Trust me. See, I don't let society tell me. I'll whoop mine.
Since we're talking
Ain't no
about kids,
timeout.
that's a fantastic way to transition into some of the things that
Yeah.
my man Vince is doing. Vince, I want you to talk about some of the things you're doing from 8 to 80. From 8 to 80, right? So what's your mission? I want you to talk about your mission, and it's gonna segue us into so many different elements of the conversation we're gonna have. 8 to 80, what's your mission, Vince?
So, Robert, thank you, man, for that. I appreciate that. So, to your point, I have a YouTube channel that I created for men ages 8 to 80. We talk about various topics such as fashion, finances, the criminal justice system, and how to become an alpha male through social intelligence. Now, I have to warn you guys, man, there's no jabbing and shucking. I'm not doing flips or dancing on the channel. It's 3 to 4 minutes of intellectual information that men we need, right? And I think about my grandfather, I think about my uncles, I think about my dad. They were all men, and they were just men. They just did manly stuff, and we don't have that anymore. We got men wearing dresses and women cutting down trees and men doing. We've meshed together. We need to separate, man. Be a man and be a woman. So my channel is really involved in that aspect of those 4 key elements that I think are beneficial to men in our society.
So
That's
let's connect this. Let's connect the dots to that. Let's connect that to we're gonna make the relevant points concerning the Derek Chauvin case. Right? Let's talk about what happened in the verdict. And as men, as each one of us individually as men, what was on your mindset? What were you thinking? What was stirring in you? And what did you feel as though was your responsibility, depending on how this verdict went one way or another? What was stirring in you? And I'm curious to hear from all of y'all point of view.
We'll let you go ahead. Go ahead. Start off. Anybody.
All right. I'll start off, but let me give you guys some information for context, right? Born and raised on the west side of Chicago, I was able to obtain my bachelor's degree and master's degree in criminal justice, and I just finished a second master's in adult education and training. And I train police officers. I've been teaching criminal justice for the past 12 years. So that's important for this conversation, so I'll give you guys some text. Now, I've never had a negative interaction with a police officer. In fact, my first interaction, I was in 3rd grade, and I had aspirations on becoming a police officer, and I pursued that career since I was in the 4th grade. But I had different plans for me. So that's important for our conversation. With that being said, I do understand what's going on in our communities, the frustration and things of that nature. So, Robert, to answer your question, and I'm giving you guys a real high-level overview. We're not even talking the same language. Here's what I mean by that. The criminal justice system is on a chessboard. We're playing checkers. And here's what I mean by that. Most people don't understand, the most powerful person in the criminal justice system is the prosecutor. Over 95% of the elected prosecutors in America are white. 79% are white men. Less than 1% are African-American females. Now, that's important for our perspective because the criminal justice system, police, courts, and correction, has not changed since the abolishment of slavery. So when we think about this Derek Chauvin case or whatever, the guy that was found not guilty, we don't even understand.
He was found guilty. He was found guilty.
Right. He was found guilty, right?
Mm-hmm.
The bigger picture, they threw us a bone. They said, yeah, we'll give you this guy. But the system itself is built like a machine, man. Take a look. In fact, I'll give you guys one quick point. The 13th Amendment, slavery is still legal if you're incarcerated. Take a look at the 13th Amendment. Mm-hmm. Most people don't even understand. In 2021, if you're incarcerated, you can work for 3 cents an hour. You can build furniture, and then we have to pay you because the Constitution says it's legal. So all that to say this, we need to step back and understand the system itself and what the system was built upon. Yes, I'm glad he was found guilty. That was pretty obvious though, right? They didn't give us anything. That was pretty obvious. And I think, and Robert, we talked about this before. I mentioned one of our guests last week, I can't remember his name, but he mentioned we have to sacrifice our bodies, right, for justice. In other words, if we see a police officer during their arresting someone, we physically have to get involved.
David Seaton said that.
Yeah, David said that. Let me tell you something. If you do that, Connor versus Graham says, if you interfere with a police officer and you put their life in danger, he can blow your brains out all over the concrete and it'd be okay. We need to do exactly what we did. If it wasn't for that videotape, man, if it wasn't for that phone, these brave individuals took that phone and said, this is not right. If it wasn't for that video, I think we'd be talking about something different. So it was the right decision. I don't think they really had a choice, but I want us to understand the criminal justice system itself is not conducive to African Americans being free and being liberated. So, and that's just on a higher level overview. We can get deeper into
I do think it's a reckless thought process to ask regular citizens to jump in and do police. I think that's reckless. That's flirting with reckless. But to a certain degree, do we have a responsibility as humans if we are seeing someone, possibly get murdered or possibly losing their lives? Do our human instinct have any responsibility in that matter? I'm curious to know what you think of that, Vincent. The way you say
legally, no.
No, legally we don't. But I'm saying from a moralistic standpoint.
So let me back up and give you some pushback on that real quick. The Constitution, the First Amendment says you have the freedom of speech and freedom of expression. So Robert, to your point, if you see something not right, if you see a police officer beating someone up, you can use your phone at a safe distance so you're not interfering with that arrest. Legally, you can do that. You can use your cell phone, because I see a lot of videos, and I see police officers telling individuals, you cannot tape me, you cannot film me. That is not true. Legally, under the Constitution, you're protected. Yes, I can film your actions as long as I'm at a safe distance.
What you about to say, Jamie?
Actually, it's a question for Vince real quick, because, you got the degrees. If a police is doing something unlawful, isn't it also lawful for you to try to stop them?
Let's define. That's a real general question. But when you say unlawful, are you meaning if a police officer is robbing a bank, do we stop him?
A piece of robbing the bank, or in instance, like you said, I don't recommend people getting involved, but legally by law. Now, again, we know the laws are different for different people, right? And so if lawfully, could someone have went over and moved Chauvin off him?
No, and here's why. Here's why. I'm telling you the case, because Connor versus Graham says if a police officer here, let me give you a scenario, guys. That's a great question. Let me give you a scenario. Someone jumped on Derek and say, "Hey, man, I'm beating you up. I'm preventing you from doing whatever." Legally, the court case, he could have said under Graham versus Connor, I felt my life was in danger. You guys hear this all the time. I was in fear of my life. That's why I did X, Y, Z. And Supreme Court will back the police officer on that. So again, the best thing, the safest thing that we can do as regular citizens, pull out your camera. Because now you have videotape. The video doesn't lie. That's the most effective manner to identify, unlawful or inappropriate behavior with law enforcement.
Yeah. And so, I would just share my little bit. I think, we all expected him to be found guilty, but the truth is that was the doubt in the back of your mind. Will he be found guilty for the charges that he was actually, where the prosecutor actually proved, right? And, I think there was still questions on, will he be found guilty on all three charges? Now, and the sad part about it is, I am not a police officer. I do support the police in the small village I live in, South Holland. I'm also a veteran. And, at the end of the day, I understand that police want to go home, but I think it is imperative that good police draw a line from bad police. And Chauvin, in my opinion, was a bad police, right? He uses authority to snuff a person's life out, plain and simple.
Hey, I just have to interject real quick, man, because you blew this conversation out the water. Listen, there are 800,000 police officers in America. I firmly believe 99% do the right thing, right? That means 1% are bad. If 1% are bad, that's 800 police officers that are not doing the right job. You hit an excellent point. It's up to the 99% to say, listen, you're not doing the right thing. And I'll tell you guys one thing. That wasn't the first time he did something inappropriate. So if you're his buddy, his coworker, you should pull him to the side and say, Derek, listen, let's have lunch, man. Let me talk to you. The way you handle the situation was not right. I need you to be cool. Don't do that anymore. No one said anything because if you look at his action, he was too comfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait. Wait. Hell no. This is my opinion, not against y'all, but we finna talk right now. I also did my homework to find out about the police. And let's be real for a minute, y'all. If you look at the rights of police, everything Derek Chauvin did to George Floyd, he had the right to do. So I don't believe no such thing as no good police. No, I don't. It's all about the person. Because let me finish. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. The police, we go off our emotions and that what ain't right and what they should do.
We're going by law.
Let's go by what. Listen, in Minnesota law, if a police officer is restraining you, and for some reason you come unconscious or you're not moving, he do not have to let up. Read the law. All he have to do is say what Derek Chauvin did say. Get an EMS in here. By that law, he didn't have to get up. He don't have to get up. I looked it up and wrote it down for this conversation. This is what we have to understand. The police have the rights. That's why the game in it. It's all on the individual. Because that police officer job, you can do by law whatever you want. I read it. Let me know, Vincent. You too, Derek. I want all y'all opinions. If I'm wrong, I'll look this up. Once the police tell you, calm down, son. If you don't, he have the right to use not excessive force, whatever means force he used to get you to do what he got to do because you are non-compliant. That's all it takes. Now, other officers are more humanly, other officers are better people, so they understand you mad, so they don't go there. But if a racist cop or a cop that has an agenda against certain people, he know I told you you're resistant. I told you to stop. He know by saying that only, he have the right to do whatever he wants to do. Now look that up. That's a fact.
Go ahead.
The job itself gives them the power. The job itself, being a police officer, you have the power to do once, because what they not telling us that when you look up, the minute a police walk up to you and say, I need to ask you something about this or want to talk to you now, that civilian stuff is gone now. You are a person of interest. You are a person that might be a suspect of a crime that's happened. So now you are basically at that moment in the custody of this officer. He's asking for your ID. He asking you for this. I didn't do nothing. I don't do nothing. That's normal. You got a right, even if it ain't you. By his job, though, he can still do that. And when you be resistant and saying certain stuff, his job he can subdue you. He can do the force he want. And then they got the clause which y'all said if he had a fear. That's why that man got away. The cop got away shooting through the door and hit somebody, that brother in the car. He shot through the door, but he feared for his life and got away with it. So the police job itself allows whoever become a police officer to have the power to do what he wants to do. So it's all about the person that becomes the cop.
I'm gonna let Vincent respond to that one.
Go ahead, Vincent.
We're just having a conversation, right? But
right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I need everyone that's hearing our voice to take a look at my YouTube video, or please, man, understand the Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment protects you against illegal searches and seizures. Now, it's not illegal for a police officer to contact you. What that means is you're walking down the street. He says, hey, John, where you going? John says, F you, I don't have to talk to you. That's perfectly legal. Now, okay, John, you fit the description of a bank robbery. I need to hold you and have a conversation with you. Now you're detained. Now, if they're able to get probable cause, let's say you have a gun in your pocket or you're carrying a gun. Now there's probable cause to arrest you. There are steps into place, and I think everyone needs to really understand two things. Number one, the Fourth Amendment protects you against illegal searches and seizures in Terry versus Ohio in 1969. A Terry stop. A Terry stop means if I see you in front of a liquor store and I can clearly articulate why I want to stop you and pat you down on your outer garments. I can't go into your pocket, but I can pat you down, I can pat you down feeling for weapons, right? So there's a Terry stop, 1969. I think the most important aspect that we need to know as African-American race, as a people, we need to really understand and know how to effectively apply the information and knowledge that we know. And I tell my students this: if you understand the Fourth Amendment, the whole conversation, Robert, we had this conversation yesterday. Right. If you understand the Fourth Amendment and your laws and the fact that you cannot search my car without probable cause, the conversation is totally different. And let me give you guys another example. The young man that was shot in Minnesota, right? He was pulled over by a pretextual stop. What that means is I could pull you over with a minor traffic violation, right? Now, if you resist arrest, I need to do whatever I need to do to neutralize the situation. So we really need to understand the context. You don't have to understand everything, but the basics, because if we don't, we're gonna get in a lot of trouble.
Right. Bob, so,
Bob,
hold on, my turn.
Oh my God, yes sir, yes sir. Oh my God, oh my God.
You went on a long rant, and that's why I wanted Vincent to go, because he's far more educated than this than I am. But we do have to understand laws. There are laws for the people. Now, again, I can also say they're not always applied the same, right? But they're out there in which a police has to meet a certain criteria before they can take a next step. And if you don't understand that, like, I do not consent to a search on my person or my property, right? Now the police can say to you, I'm going to search anyway. But now what happens is, especially while it's on camera, now if it goes to court, everything that he finds is no good.
Correct.
So if you don't have probable cause. And so it's like, you know, and I want to make sure we're giving out good information, because there's no way we should leave here thinking that police have the right to do whatever they want. That's just not true.
Let's be real for a minute now. We heard the educated talk.
No,
listen, Bob, this is important. This is important. This is a real point. Okay. This is a real point, y'all. This is not no battle. This is not no.
All I was gonna say was, I just wanted to make sure that we stay, stay on point. You know,
that's the point. Listen, y'all. Listen, y'all are talking about we are talking about two different situations. You guys are talking about the law and the rights and stuff. I'm not even debating that. I'm saying if that racist cop pull you over, you can't talk about a law. He's not hearing that. This is what I'm saying, the truth. Now, this one is deeper than that. We're not saying it's not cases that has been won to show what cops can't do. We know it's laws and amendments that protect us from cops. So we have rights. But when you in that moment with that racist cop, you can say your rights, you can say whatever. That don't have no bearing. We got facts on that. We done seen people say, I'm reaching for my gun card to show you, officer, and he still shot that man in front of his kids in there. We seen this happen. We know it's laws against that stuff. We know it's stuff in place against that. But we also got to let our people know why they not understanding. If you, like Derek say, what I'm saying is not saying he didn't say is that what I'm saying is just talk, whatever. If he said that, I'm telling you, I didn't make this stuff up. I'm reading. I got this off the actual police people. What they can do to you, they can make any situation turn into a situation where they feel they have to use force. That's not having to do with a law. This is what's really going on, and why they do that. They know. Derek, please let me, Vincent, Derek, please let me know, is this true? If a police officer pulls you over and talking to you, and if he tell you, calm down, you're like, I got my license, man, what you doing? You calm down. At that moment, what by law could what that police can do? Now imagine if it's a racist police, but tell the people at that moment, if you got your license and your insurance and he give it to you, and he like, calm down, sir, and they still get to talking, what by law can that police officer do to that person in that car?
So again, and whenever I answer these type of questions, guys, like I have my students ask questions. Hey, Professor Watkins, my friend was driving down the street and they were pulled over. What should my friend have done? I'm like, there's like 99% of the information I don't know. So I don't feel comfortable answering a question without having all the information. But I'm gonna do the best I can, right?
Let's change it. You give me the scenario. You make the scenario up. This is the scenario, then you take it from there. This scenario, you pulled over by a cop. He asks for your ID and stuff. You give it to him. You ask him, what did I do? He tell you, shut up, calm down. This is the scenario. Okay? And you're like, man, why you talking like that? I ain't did, if someone responds more, he tell you, calm down, sir. If he says that again, and you still get to talking, just keep talking to this man. In that scenario, what are like the factors that cop by law can do in that scenario? What can the cop legally do to you in that scenario? That's all I'm saying. We don't got to go. Just you teaching us now, Professor Watkins. Tell us in that scenario, in that moment, what can that cop do to me?
So good question. So I'm going to stand on Graham versus Connor because that's the baseline that we have, right? So Graham versus Connor in general says a police officer can use force necessary to neutralize a situation and protect themselves from imminent danger or surrounding citizens, right? So what that means is in that particular situation, let's take over the facts. And you answered a great question. Okay, is the subject a 5'2" female or 6'7" bodybuilder, right? Is it dark? Are the windows tinted? There's different factors, but the court case says the police officer can do whatever they need to do within the law to neutralize the situation. So to your point, if I'm being, and I tell people all the time, if you comply, you have a better chance of getting out of the situation, right? If you are, irate, upset, and the police officer tells you to calm down and you continue to be irritated or agitated, now the police officer can say, I was in fear for my life, right?
That's all I wanted. That's the point I'm making, Derek. You heard that, right? So I'm not telling my people anything.
Who is Derek?
I'm sorry. I'm reading. I'm sorry. I keep seeing that Derek name up there. I'm my fault, bro.
Oh, I got you.
So what's his name again, man?
No, don't call my name.
What? The one that said don't call my name. This the point I was making. Because I know he said it the professionally way with the case. But at that moment, man, they can decide.
Look, here's the thing, though. It's because, I have to say this. It's because some people take incidents to the next level, right? If a police pull you over, probable cause, why get pulled over for, you ran the stop sign, license registration. Give them license registration, and maybe it's wise to just shut up. Right. And again, everybody want to plead their case. It ain't about pleading your case there. That's not the jury. That's not the court. That's not the judge. But when you make them the jury and the judge, because now you mouthing off, and listen, I'd rather get home and fight a battle another day than to sit there and try to fight the cop there. Because
I'm sorry, I just got to interject real quick because, man, you made a fantastic point. I have a video. It's 1 minute and 43 seconds. I tell my people, if you pull over, roll your windows down, put your keys on the dashboard, keep your hands on the steering wheel, keep your license, keep your registration insurance card in the sun visor, pull it down, and be respectful. Let me tell you guys this real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I gotta tell you.
Go ahead.
All right.
And I'm 50 years old. I have never, ever had a negative or bad interaction with a police officer. Ever. I've been stopped in Palatine. I've been stopped in Aurora. I've been stopped in Naperville. Never. So come on, man. I gotta be doing something right. Right. And it's all about, because we gotta understand this too. And I tell my daughter this. A police officer has the most difficult job in America, because in any given day, a police officer can drive from a call where he just saw a 3-year-old girl getting raped. Someone blew their brains out all over the concrete, and now they pull you over and ask for your license and registration. You gotta understand too, we're all we're all under a lot of stress, right? So
Really?
to your point earlier, brother, if you just comply and be respectful, think about this. If you disrespect your father or someone in authority, what's gonna happen? Same thing with us, right? So we gotta understand that to your point earlier, we just want to live to see the next day. And if we comply, 9 times out of 10, things should go well. Now, my last point. Yes, there are some bad police officers. There are some bad talk show hosts. There are some bad college professors. There are some bad whatever. Because
No, you're not finna do that on Joe Jacket, because a bad telephone host or TV host is not killing people. So we can't. You gotta go deeper than that. Don't generalize that. Come on, man. Don't even do that. No, there's no point in that one.
TC, just let him finish though. Let him
my
finish.
point is this: police officers are being pulled from the same human pool as everyone else. They're not. Police officers are being pulled from the same group. There are 7.8 billion people in America, in the world. 33 million people, 337 million people in America. They're being pulled from that same flawed group. Yes, they have issues, and so does everyone else. But to your point, I get it. The vast majority of police officers, again, do the right job, right thing. I can't, and I told my wife this real quick. This is really important. I told my wife this scenario. I said, if you take a look at police situation, it's like snow falling, right? You look back, oh, there's snow falling from the sky. But if you look at the situations deeper, each snowflake is different. You have to take a look at each individual interaction, and based on that particular situation, we can't paint an entire industry, entire profession with a broad brush. We can't say all police officers are XYZ. We just can't, because that's a dangerous scenario.
Hey, Bob, let's get this out, Bob. Let's get this out, because my man don't want his name to be said out loud, and the Professor Watkins, y'all, we just met. So what y'all gotta understand, first of all, let's get it clear. I tell my kids that's grown and doing right to be compliant. See, I'm not talking about me. We're talking about the situations when people was murdered. I'm speaking of situation when I've seen people reaching to tell an officer, hands up, and still get shot. So we're talking from the perspective why our people are still getting treated a certain way, because all of them weren't belligerent. It's then the point I was making about police is what Derek said after the case. The end result was this: he can use force. Now, I'm the type of person that I want you to know and y'all to know that I'm going home. I got to raise my kids. Police pull me over, man, I'm not saying nothing to them at all, because I know they can look at me, because me and Bob can talk. This is who I am. Like, you might think I'm mad, but LeBron better than Jordan. You know, that's how we talk. It's nothing. I don't even want to talk around the police. Because if I say, man, what I do? Melanated, anger, that means he's a threat. I'm not saying nothing. And I tell my babies, don't say nothing, period. Only I tell my daughters, if you feel uncomfortable, if he's saying something to you, feel uncomfortable, your daddy is telling you, pull down, go somewhere where it's lit. And while you pulling, you call the police. That's what, if you feel, you call. That's what I tell my kids.
Well,
I won't get that
job, man. I appreciate that.
But the police itself, the point I'm trying to make to y'all, that job, not the end. Nobody say all the cops bad, and we know that's a job I can't have because I'm going home. So I'm blasting, period. So I'm not mad, but their job is why they're wrong. You can't talk what you would do because you didn't take the oath to protect the people. You didn't take the oath to do what they do. So I'm not trying to hear how tough it is because you knew what you signed up for. Just like you might have had a bad day because you saw a 3-year-old girl get raped and somebody got killed. This person could just lost his job. He could have just saw his wife cheated. Everybody, that scenario goes both ways. It doesn't matter. It all depends on the person. It's all I'm saying, because the job itself, that's how a racist cop can be racist, because he can use force. And in his mind, he's going to do it because of the job.
I want to ask this question though. Like, so with what we're talking about, what is the goal of what we're saying for black people, black men?
Don't say nothing.
No, okay. That's just the point. I want to get to why are we saying this. What is, just like, okay. I mean, I'm saying, what are we zooming in on? What are we zooming in on? Because in one regard, I'm listening to Professor Watkins talk about an accountability that we need to be aware of. Right? There's an accountability he's talking about. We need to be aware of this because you want to live another day. You want to live and be able to fight another day. I'm hearing Jamie say the same thing. And I'm also hearing you say that this is what you teach your children. Right? So I'm saying, because we all in agreement on this, because I teach my kids the same thing.
Right.
So I'm saying, what is this other thing we put an emphasis on to say? Because I'm agreeing with what you said, TC. You said the police officers can do whatever they want to do, right?
If they create the scenario, yeah. Right. They tell you calm down, you don't. They got you.
I'm trying to figure out, why do it seem like we're disagreeing? Because we're not really disagreeing.
No, this just four men talking. That's all.
I know. I'm just saying.
That's all.
I'm just saying. I don't feel like we disagreeing at all. I feel as though you're saying that people need to be aware that in these situations, police officers can do what they want to do. It's well within their rights. Well, Jamie pushed back the way you said it. He just pushed back. He pushed back. He was like, wait a minute, police officers should never get the green light to do whatever they want to say, right? So that brings us back into the same, at least philosophical range of agreeing.
Right.
Because that's all. I'm just listening right now. Right. Now, because I want to put the emphasis back on Professor Watkins in this regard about the work you're doing in relationships, the work you're doing with young men, trying to get them aware. The same thing TC's doing. TC's trying to bring an awareness in what he's saying, right? You're trying to bring an awareness to these subjects. Politics, finances. What are your 4 bullet points again?
Finances, fashion, social intelligence, and the criminal justice system.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the imagery of fashion as an imagery, right? So imagery is a very important element when it comes to interacting with other races of people or other groups of people. So our fashion, our presentation is very important. So what is your emphasis, or what do you feel like is important to state with your imagery? Let's start with that one, the imagery of a black man. Should a black man within the realm of their own culture, should they be okay with their own culture? Should they be okay with the way they look? Should they be okay with wearing a do-rag the way TC? Or do we got to be aware of the stereotypes that could go with that? And what should we do?
That's a great question, man. And, I'm not going to get too academic, but if you guys look up this term, enclosed cognition, it basically states your fashion it sends a message, right? And so I tell you, like, I meet young brothers at the car wash. I walk up to a brother and say, dude, why are you wearing your pants down? There's no reason why you're a man, you should have your pants sagged. There's no reason as a young man, you should have, you need to care about your appearance. And so to your point, I also tell individuals that police officers have a tremendous amount of discretion, good and bad. But my point is this: the way you carry yourself, the way you present yourself, you can positively affect that discretion. So we talk about image. It's all about not only how you look physically, the way you dress yourself, it's the way you identify and speak to people and talk to people and be professional and be courteous. And my mom, and again, guys, I can't stress this enough, because I wasn't born in Naperville in a $5 million home. I was born in the hood, and yet I've never had a negative situation, because my mom clearly made me understand you need to carry yourself with dignity, respect, and understand how the world works. Now, I totally get it. Like, image is important, man. It just is. I can't express that enough. It just is.
I just wanted to hear what's your take on imagery, Jamie?
Here's my take on imagery. You know, you should be able to dress and do whatever you want, right? You know, wear what you want to wear, do what you want to do. But we need to understand that our imagery is giving off a sign, right? So, like me, myself, I have a certain management style. I know it works in some areas. It doesn't work for other people. But guess what? I'm still going to be myself, right? When it benefits me, then guess what? I'll take advantage of it. But sometimes it doesn't, right? Be who you are, but know whoever you are, there's good and there's consequences that come from it. No matter how you dress, right? Because I see some of the comments over there, right? People sending comments, right?
The dude in the pink shirt is killing me.
Yeah, they killing you, man.
Come on, Vince.
Is that good or bad? Is he trying to kill me?
No, let Jamie finish. Let Jamie finish.
Right. Because here's the thing, though. Right now, on this same video, TC is giving him high fives, and guess what? My friend Vince is gonna have people give him high fives. But guess what? Both of you are authentic to yourselves, right? Mm-hmm. And that's all we can be, right? And so I'm the type of person you're gonna love me or hate me, because ain't no in between with me. That's it. And so at the end of the day, I'm gonna be who I want to be. It's gonna help me in some areas, gonna hurt me in some, but whatever it is, I can live with it.
So let me ask this, guys, before we conclude. What's the takeaway? What do you want our people to know? What do you want them to take away from our conversation? What's the action item?
Right. What time we shutting it down, Bob? So I can't talk about the imagery and then I don't say nothing. So what time?
No, they didn't go well. Let's go with your concept on the imagery.
Okay, we're gonna go back because you threw the do-rag. Okay, now the people don't know the concept and they watch Hollywood. Oh, he's a game banger, he's a thug, he's a change this. But if you for my culture, you know I'm spinning under here. I got waves.
I got do-rag too upstairs.
Right. So the point I'm making is my culture, my people understand. I'm talking to my people, because the reason why I'm talking to my people, the ones that are considered, I guess they want to say undereducated and all that, because this is who the stuff is happening to. See what I'm saying? So we need to talk to them. They need to identify who's talking to them. So yeah, I'm talking to y'all too. We got the educated professor brother down there talking. We got the manager brother talking. We got Bob talking, because this is what the world consists of. It's not all Dr. Bach. It all Vince's in the building. It ain't all in this world. My man Jamie up there. It ain't all Bob's. It ain't all TC's. All of us have a voice. And on Jump Jack, we all come and have that voice out. That's all it's saying. You when it's all said and done, my brother down there, with the pink shirt they talk about, you all for your people. When it's all said and done, you all for your people. You all for your people. My man up there, Jamie, we ain't want nobody to know his name. Jamie. He all for the people too.
Somebody gave me a positive comment, man. They say, I like that you professor, you in closed cognition. So somebody show me some love.
Oh, you got love too. This is my point. That's the point. Jamie,
thank you.
Say, TC, no, don't say that point, but we ain't no arguing. He got a right to say that. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna respond to it, because we all want the same thing. We all want our people to go home. We all want our people to stop being abused by this. Right. We just all talking in different forms. I'm just talking down to the people that need to be here, because that's the hood. That's where they catching them at. They ain't, so let's be real for a minute. Somebody that understand them got to talk too, and still tell them, let's get plain and simple, man. Don't say nothing.
But you know what, TC, you hit on the head though, and this is just me, right? I know in a lot of inner cities, there's a lot of initiatives to hire African American police and police of color, and guess what happens? no one applies because we give the police a bad name, right? And but yet we complain about people coming policing us, but yet we don't want, you know, the way to change things about police is to be involved, get involved. And, you know, I'm hoping that more brothers see that, because at the end of the day, if something's going to change, it got to be us.
That's how I feel too. I hate they had us like that. Because back in the day, we get older, we like, man, they had us like, don't be a police, or don't mess with police.
Hey.
And then we ain't do it. And then now we got all these people in our neighborhood where we could have been the police in our neighborhood. So what I'm saying? So that's real talk.
That's
but we
real
got
talk.
It is.
Let me tell you real quick. Let me tell you guys something, man, because you made a good point. I had one of my students tell me, I said, you know, you should be a police officer, man. You're working on your degree. You're almost done. Be a police officer. He said, oh, no, it's not bad, right? It's not the right place to be a police officer. I said, you got two choices. You could run to the solution or run away from the problem. And you guys, I want you guys to understand, when I was testing to become a police officer, a lot of people couldn't even pass the background check or the physical or the written. So we have people applying, but if you can't pass certain things, like your credit, they look at credit, they look at if you can pass a background check. So they are looking to hire people of color. But it's game though. You tell the neighborhood, like in Roseland, for example, they give a young guy a ticket for riding down a bike because of a certain way on the sidewalk, right? Then later on, he tried to apply for a job. He got a background. See, then they tell you you're not educated enough in that neighborhood, but this the schools in this neighborhood. They didn't say your credit ain't good, but you know my situation, so it's a catch-22. Because I like his point. I know a lot of people that when they said that tried to do it, they never been convicted. They thought of no real crime. They never been to jail. And little stuff came up, eliminated them. So it's not like the people, some people didn't have the mindset to try, but because of the fact they was already come a product of that hood, little things made them not even eligible. That did happen.
I just want to read a few comments. Derek Green says, what's the difference between a police officer fearing for his life and me fearing for mine? There is no difference. I want to address
yours don't matter at that moment. That's the difference. Let's be real, y'all. What you feel about your life at that moment means nothing. So it means nothing. You better just chill. Just chill for a minute.
What I did want to address, Lou Fowler. Lou Fowler comment about the pink shirt. The guy in the pink shirt killing me. Lou Fowler. But the reason why I want to ask it because Lou Fowler's a good brother. And he lost his brother to this police brutality. So that coming from somewhere in him.
Yeah.
So I think that's important to address. Not making Lou Fowler a grown man. Lou Fowler understand what he's saying, but sometimes
it's not personal on you.
Sometimes when we get into our lines of work, right, and we get to making our points, and and somebody else who don't know what your work is, that's the point that I really appreciate you, Vince, for coming on. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You live in a whole placid environment right now. You live all in Goodyear, Arizona. You all the way down there, you know what I'm saying? Your hair look fantastic.
Fantastic. That's crazy.
We got Portillo's down, man. Listen, real talk. There's a Portillo's down here. It's a lot of people from Chicago moved down here, man. I'm telling you.
My family moved down there. I got family right out there. Yeah.
If you ever come down, Robert, you got my number, man. You come down, I'm gonna take you guys and play some golf and get some good food. That's an open invitation, man. That's real talk.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
That's real talk.
All I'm saying though is like, this is one of the things that I've always envisioned for Jaw Jacking. This is the thing. I'm trying to merge people who would not ordinarily talk.
Right.
That's the point. The hardest thing for us to do is to put people in a room who wouldn't ordinarily talk. When would Vince be talking to TC on a regular basis in his life? But how important is it that they talk?
But TC is successful in life. That's what you gotta understand too. Don't let this fool you. I'm just keeping 100. I ain't let my what I have made me forget what it was. Not saying my man did. I get, cause I automatically see him, all his little hood ass nigga. He was okay. You can think that, but no, there's some deep thoughts in here. I'm just talking. I like what Bob's saying, and I want you to know that P-shirt that I was saying was not a comment like that. His brother really took away from the police, and you saying all the laws to protect you. He like, come on, man, and say my brother. He was, you know what I'm saying, and that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. That's the way I was making a point about the laws.
And Robert, I gotta tell this before we run out of time, man. Real talk, man. We don't do this enough. We just talking. We have different perspectives. We may agree. We may disagree. TC, man, I love you. Don't get it twisted, TC. I am from the hood now. I do got my do-rag. Listen, man, real talk. I love you guys, man. I appreciate men just talking. We may not agree. I took away something from you guys. I learned something today. I learned more from the books. Don't give me the books and stuff that's good. I learned more from talking to my people, man. That's real talk.
Yeah. And you left a pressure on us too, man, with real talk. Because even though you see that, we gotta kill that how we look stuff. Like my man up there, like he just mean. My man and Jamie, you just like mean. You know what I'm saying?
I did on purpose. I did on purpose, man.
Right, but listen to him, world. Cool ass brother. Yeah. A man down there, I'm in Arizona. Everybody think he uppity. No, listen to him. He love us. He doing his way to help us too. Everybody needs to see that, because when they see certain stuff, he ain't with us. He on the police side. No, bro. He just giving you the perspective of somebody that know, so we can still protect ourselves. He's still helping us.
Thank you,
brother.
know
what I'm saying? So you respected the love, bro. Trust me. You the man. We want y'all back too. For real.
I will come back anytime.
And that's all we're doing. We just want to make sure that in the most what you will call attacked, highlighted group of people in America is black men.
Yeah.
And and I know some of us probably feel like we black by default. You know what I'm saying? Somebody wanted to be a Puerto Rican or something. I don't know. we might be black by default, Ain't nothing wrong with being black, And so
love it.
We gotta, but see, we at a spot, to me, where we gotta be proud to be who we are. We gotta be proud to be who we are, but we gotta realize that other people, other group of men in this world gonna be proud of who they are. And we gotta accept what that sounds like. And we gotta accept what that position that they're in sounds like. I'm proud to be white. Now, when they say that, you gotta understand, if we say what we saying, we gotta understand whatever that means when they say it. When they say that, we gotta be man enough to understand what that means. So all of these details about understanding the Fourth Amendment and all of the things that you need to be aware of in your interactions with other groups of men in society, I'm talking about other races of men in society, you got to understand what that means. You got to understand what it means, because at the end of the day, the concept of racism is based on competition and resources. That's what it's based on. And ain't no man in this world gonna give you leverage to get yours off and get you in a better position than they are. Ain't no man. And the quicker we can get to that reality, the quicker we can understand when you step into any arena, you're competing for resources, influence, whatever it's gonna become competition, and so we just gotta be honest with what that means.
I think we don't be honest though, because it's real simple to me. It's like it's not really deep. Listen, let's be real. Look what happened. Or it's a reason why white power sounds different than black power. Because white power meant black power. Black people meant nothing when white power, when they said that. It's a whole thing. Look what they did to us, like our people. Let's look what really happened, how they become so successful. They stole, looted, did all kinds of stuff to obtain what they obtained. So let's just keep it real. Then that's what, like you said, I mean, let them come up. No, you want to have them over us, but the means in which they did it, that's what the racism part come in. Now, ain't nothing wrong for wanting to be better than everybody, but you straight up set the game that we got to fall through the loop. Everybody ain't going to go through that, make the systematic thing. Like my man, Professor Watkins, he made it from the same place other people came. That's what systematic means. that don't mean it still was wrong, but we proud for the ones that made it. But like when you go fishing, you pull a net and you pull a bunch of crabs out, some of them they gonna make it out, but you still got a big old bag. And that's what the racism part kick in there. So that I just feel that white power make a whole nother statement to me.
But
Dr. Vincent, man, talk about you. Go ahead, Jamie.
Let me share this real quick too. But Vincent shared some numbers earlier today about state attorney, attorney generals, prosecuting attorneys. Let me just say this: we always complain, but don't nobody want to be part of the change, right? We think you know what? I don't want to have to vote, right? But yet we want change to happen. The only reason, or one of the main reasons, that Devin Chauvin, whatever his name is, was even prosecuted was because there was an African American attorney general in Minnesota.
My brother, you hit the nail on the head. And when I saw that dude, it's funny. It's funny, man. It's real funny. I saw the news conference. I saw it was a brother prosecutor, and he's probably less than 2%. I told my wife, I said, babe, I need to get my life together. She goes, are you serious? I said, yeah, that brother inspired me, but it was, to your point, how many people want to be part of change? How many people want to go to law school to be a prosecutor? And like I told you guys earlier, the criminal justice system is like a chessboard. The most powerful person in the criminal justice system is the prosecutor. No one holds them accountable, but they can decide to prosecute you. They can decide to charge. They can decide even to send it to court. Think about that case with the Central Park 5 and how those prosecutors and how the criminal justice system railroaded those kids that were innocent. The prosecution did that. When I saw those numbers, that about 95% are white, and we're only 13% of the population and 55% of the prison population. You can't argue with the numbers. But to your point, my brother, what are we going to do now?
Right. And even going to vote, we don't even want to vote because a lot of these people that are head of these prosecutors are elected officials.
Right.
But yet we want to remove ourselves from the process and complain about the process. I mean, that's the part that I don't understand. That if we really want change, guess what? We got to get up out our beds on those Tuesday mornings and go vote, right? Vote for people of your interest, plain and simple. And to be honest, I don't care what color they are, but are they working for you? And if you can't do that, I'm sorry, you part of the problem.
Right.
That's true.
Hey,
but
TC, I would hang out with you, man. If you ever come to Arizona, I'm taking you to Scottsdale. And when I come to Shine, I'm gonna look you up, man. I want to hang with you.
No, I'm in Tampa, Florida. So you ever come
down? Okay.
Oh yeah.
I come to Florida, hang with you.
Oh yeah, I'm saying I got a good destination spot too.
You in Tampa?
Oh yeah.
I want to party with you, man.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Like, I ain't coming to Chicago. You guys just in Chicago.
No. But it's like
I wouldn't be from Arizona to Chicago unless it was a funeral,
Right.
But let me also say this too, right? But we also got to be respectful and see things for what it is. I did a post on my Facebook earlier today talk about come out your corners and use common sense, right? Because I heard people talk about Chauvin, the trial was a sham and he shouldn't have been convicted. The only reason he was convicted is because the public convicted him. But then I heard people complain about the young lady in Ohio. Listen, I am sorry for any 6-year-old who has to lose their life. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, if you are about to take someone's life, I have the right to use deadly force to protect life. And I think that's what people miss. And I'm not here to argue anybody, but I'm saying that we got to come out our corners and be just like we're doing here, willing to listen to people and really try to get an understanding of what the whole picture is and not just what somebody is feeding us.
Yeah, and another great point about, first of all, I got to read his comment. Derek Grady Sr., he said, real brothers, real talk. And that's why I love listening and watching you all keep up the great work. And hopefully the people who are listening are learning too. God bless you all. Peace and love. That's the point why we do jaw jacking. Because if you met Bob and never met me, you will never think me and Bob been friends since we was shorties. Me and Bob, that's my brother. Because how you hang around that loud? How you? No, they don't. See, that's the dynamic jaw jacking bring. So Bob
But your man say the same thing on the other side. How do you hang with the square? You know what I'm saying?
man, my man, cool. So I'm saying we can really. So you got the intellectual, whatever you want to call it. I know them words, and I could talk like that too. But that's not who I don't talk like that. You know. So I talk to my people. Yeah, how you doing, your lady? Cutie. You know, I had 3 of those, boy. I got them away. I got them out. I got them in college and loving it. But this is what we did, y'all. This is what we do, y'all. I understand it's not another person. That's my walk of life. I come up a certain way. It don't matter because I like to talk and we're going to talk to each other. So, and look, and then the real result is in the comments. You'll think we was arguing. Hold on, GZ, I don't agree with that. You're not going to put that narrative. Hold on, I'm going to be more educated. No, we're going to all say we got to say it because at the end result, we on the same page. And if people can see that, just because I don't look at it like TC or I don't look at it like Vince, or I don't look at it like Jamie, I don't look at it like Bob, that ain't the point. That's why we can't come together. You ain't got to agree with certain points of mine. I got to agree with you, but what's your point? Help our people? You telling us from the inside, this is the number one thing, prosecution. The system messed up. You helping us. We need, hood dudes need to hear that too. For real.
No doubt.
For real. They need to hear that, man.
Hey, TC, guys, man, listen, TC, you hit the nail on the head. At the end of the day, we just trying to help our race. That's all we're trying to do.
All us.
That's right.
So I want you to go ahead plug what you're doing on your YouTube channel. Talk about that real quick, Vince, so people can. Let me say this part before I tell you to plug that. Man, I told you the other day, man. You stole one of my greatest ideas of all time, man. I was talking about the laws of power, the 48 laws of power. I really wanted to do something with that, and I looked on your YouTube channel, and you was teaching on the 48 laws of power, and I thought that was so phenomenal because I think when I think about a lot of hood dudes, I think about their ability to relate to those laws of powers in a way that is not traditionally accepted, or like they not viewed it being able to dissect that because they're not talking in a certain way. But when you do laws of power and you start listening to some of them cats who understand what the principle of a law of power is, you'll see how intelligent them brothers really are. Way more intelligent than some people who can recite or articulate those points. So I want you to talk about your YouTube page. I got a little long-winded right there.
It's all good. But Rob, before I talk about my YouTube page, my cousin, he's 40 years old, man. He spent about half his life in prison selling drugs. And I understand he's one of the most intelligent men I know. So he's using the 48 laws of power. He just didn't know the actual intellectual part of it. But he's still doing it, but he didn't understand what he was doing. So my YouTube channel I created for men, please go to YouTube. All you have to do is enter my name, Vincent Watkins. My YouTube channel will come up. I talk about fashion, finance, the criminal justice system. And now I'm working on a series called the 48 Laws of Power. And one of my favorite laws, I just finished, it talks about your results should seem effortless. In other words, your results should seem like it was no big deal, because so many people tell other people how hard they work and I did this, I did that. No one really cares. As a man, just make sure your actions speak for themselves, and silence is more powerful than anything that you ever understand. So thanks, Rob, for allowing me to share that, man. But please subscribe and share, my brothers. Thank you.
Hold on, for my people, man. Can you spell Vincent Watkins so they can actually, spell it out for everybody? So there's no reason why they didn't go check this out, because you spitting game, and I want my people to get this. I want my people to get this game he's spitting. 48 laws, that's some different level. Trust me, I'll be on that. Spell it out for him, man.
V is in Victor, I is in Ice, N is in Nancy, C is in Cat, E is in Edward, N is in Nancy, T is in Tom. Vincent Watkins, Watkins. That's it.
We have no problem spelling Watkins. That's a block in the hood. Everybody know Watkins. You know what I'm talking about? But thanks, man, because I want everybody to hear that. I want everybody to go check you out, get your information. So sometimes we got to take it down. You think it's common sense. Everybody know Vince Watkins. No, man, hey, TC. This is how you do it. TC. Great. You know what I'm saying? You got to break it down real easy, so there's no excuses for not getting to that information, bro.
My man.
Hey, respond to the question, Jamie. You see it on your screen?
How do you handle an officer who thinks he fears for his life once he finds out you have you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Most police, if you got a concealed carry, most police know that you aren't going to do anything, right? Because you had to go through this long process to get your concealed carry. And if you're anybody like me, you ain't trying to lose it, right? So here's why I always tell people, you get stopped by the police. Guess what? When they pull you over, again, comply, because when I drive, I carry, plain and simple, right? I got my hands out the window, and I'm listening to what he tells me. Now, I'm not going to tell him I have a concealed carry unless he asks. In some states, you have to inform them as soon as you stop, know where you're traveling. I recommend people download USCCA app from Facebook or the Play Store. It'll tell you the laws of that state as you're driving through if you are a legal concealed carry person. At the end of the day, show him your hands. If he asks you to get out and let him take the firearm off you. Don't try to reach for it, right? Don't say, let me take it off. You know what? If he asks, I got one on my side, here's my hand. And when he take you out, allow the police to take it off. Again, most police are cool with concealed carry owners. It's the ones that are not concealed carry owners that they're hesitant about.
Hey, on that question, Jamie and Vincent, I want y'all to respond what y'all think about this. Now, there was a cop told us, we know from the hood, Bob, went to Morgan Park, police officer. He said, everything he says is accurate. He said, but the way some people do it, that's a way to have a reason for the wrong cop to be a certain way with you.
Right.
He said, take it. Most times you're not supposed to. He's not saying people. Some people drive with it on them. Some people don't. He was talking for the people that don't. When they pull you over, whatever the case may be, you turn your car off. He said, turn that car off. He said, you put your hands up. Tell them, I want to step out the car. You could take me out the car.
Right.
Once he gets you out that car, then you tell him that you have a gun in that car.
Right. Go
and
ahead.
then I got my license. Let him get that gun at that car.
Right.
Don't for no reason.
Don't look for no reason. Don't try to pull your card out.
Don't get out that car.
Right?
If you so Vincent, let me know legally. But this is an actual cop, our friend. He say once you come to you say, "Oh, I'm ready to get out the car. I want to get out the car."
Yeah, that's good advice. Let them know you have a gun and say,
once you get don't. He said, get out first, and once you out there, you did let him know that
keep your hands on the roof.
Keep your hands up, but when he got you on the roof, officer, I have a gun in the car. I have my license on me, but I won't be in the car with you with this gun. So if we know, right? I'm just saying he said, and I'm like, I tell everybody that just get your hands up. All right, out the window, car cut off. When he walk up, and the reason why you doing this, I want to get out the car. Why? I just want to get out the car, officer, because I do have a carry concealed. I do have a gun, and I do not want to be in the car when you get my gun. It's legal and everything. I do not want to be in this car. Get out that car.
And it's about, again, because here's the thing. We said this before, police are humans too. And yeah, and some of them are afraid. Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm. So get out the car.
So at that point in time, unfortunately, my job is to make them feel comfortable. I mean, some people can hate it or like it, but that's really what it's all about. Because if they feel comfortable, I know I have a much higher chance of going home and putting my gun back on my side.
They feel much safer if you getting out that car. They have and your hands up, you get out the car. That situation is safe. You out there. Now you can talk to him. Don't talk to him in that. Because once you tell him you got a gun in the car, now you don't know what this person is, what type of person he is. Now he got the gun on you, then this situation finna change.
Yeah.
Get yourself.
Vince, you was about to say something. You say something and then answer that question that's on the screen for you.
Yeah, so my advice, and I actually talk to a lot of police officers, man, is this. Let them know, keep your hands on the wheel. A police officer feels safer when you are in the car. And tell the police officer, I have a gun. What do you want me to do? And so, Jamie, to your point, you want the police officer to feel safe. police officer, some police officers may ask you to step out. Some may ask you to step inside the vehicle. Like police officers are different. So in general, they feel safer inside the vehicle. But one thing you can't go wrong is if you ask a police officer, say, listen, I have a gun. What do you want me to do? And they'll tell you. So ask them what they want you to do.
And answer that question right there on the screen.
Okay, Mr. Vince, how do I teach my son his positive thinking instead of criminal thinking? I think you have to do is, first and foremost, surround him around positive people. That's first and foremost. But here's the thing. Have your son read a book once a month, man. Stay off once a month, read a book. And I don't know if I can give my information, but if she wants to send me a Facebook request, I'd more than welcome to talk to her son. But first and foremost, watch the company that he keeps. If he's hanging around bad people, you have to get him away from bad people. That's what my mom did. And have him read one book a month. And the other component with that, number 3, find out what his interests are. Whatever he likes. If he likes poetry, if he likes football, if he likes painting, whatever he wants to do that as well. Help him do that. But he can always reach out to me on Facebook. I would love to send that young man some inspirational, information, because a lot of people help me along the road. So I hope I answered the question. But please connect with me on Facebook. I would love to help him out.
Jamie, plug yourself, sir.
Plug myself. My name is Jamison Clay. I call myself DAT instructor, DET, defend, educate, and train. Second Amendment. Listen, because at the end of the day, those rights that we talk about, TC, we have them. And one of those rights is the Second Amendment. And so I encourage everyone, it's better to have and not need than to need and not have. And so I am with NUFA. That's actually my company, National United Firearm Association. National United Firearm Association. People go to my page, be like, is that your company? Yes, that's actually my company. I do training out of Munster, Indiana for Illinois concealed carry. And so I advise everyone, get trained. And even if you're not comfortable with a firearm, still get concealed carry training. There's more than just your ability to carry a firearm, but there's a lot of knowledge that is shared on how you can keep yourselves out of harm's way. And so people think carrying a firearm allows you to be Superman. That's not it. It makes you more aware. It makes you more studious, and it makes you have situational awareness where you can avoid those situations. So check us out. That's NUFAUSA.com, NUFAUSA.com. Thank you.
My man, Jamie. One more time, Vincent. Plug yourself real quick, man.
Vincent Watkins, hit me up go to my YouTube channel. Just Google YouTube. You got the app. Enter my name in the search bar, Vincent Watkins. My YouTube channel will come up. Subscribe and share. We release a new video every Sunday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Thank you.
And y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all check this information out from Jamie and Vincent. I mean, we doing this because we want your situation to improve. Whatever your situation, your mindset, if you have an interest or intent on some information and then you hear it, you go to information, follow through on it. I mean, that's how we all end up getting successful in what we do, by following through. And so, first of all, hey, thank y'all for coming out, man, hanging out with y'all.
Sir. Thanks for the invite.
The questions from Mrs. Milton, my man Derek Green, my man Grady. I appreciate all your Lou Fowler. I appreciate all the questions. And that's what makes the show. If people interact and engage, that's what really make it worthwhile. So we look forward to y'all. Y'all got the green light to come back anytime, Jamie and Mr. Vincent, Professor.
Yeah, I'm here. I want to be a regular guest, man. I want to be a regular guest.
Yeah.
I'm with that. I'm with that, Bob.
Yeah, well, as long as you know, TC gonna be here. So
yeah, unfortunately.
That's my guy, man. That's my guy.
Unfortunately.
Brother, right now.
That's what's up. From you too, Jamie, man. I want Jamie back. So I like his disposition.
Yeah,
man. Appreciate
he don't get no fuck about none of that. Hey, this. When it's all said and done, your ass don't vote. Your ass the problem.
Jamie, I think we're on the same page, Jamie. Yeah. I like the thought. And TC, you and I had a different perspective, but we agree on the fact that we love our people And
Right.
Jamie, man, we agree on a lot of stuff too. So I like you guys, man. But
Appreciate
different
it.
perspectives, man. So I had a blast, man. A blast.
Yeah, see, I represent. I want you to understand. I do music and stuff with my brother and them, and AK Guns. We do have a label called Gutter Entertainment. Everybody think that's negative, but it's an acronym also. Greater understanding, deliver dollars always. So I'm Gutter. Yeah. Greater understanding.
Thanks for listening to Joe Jackson with Bob and TC. Oh, I'm sorry, TC, was you done?
I'm done, bro. I'm done.
Thanks for listening to Joe Jackson with Bob and TC. Make sure you go to the Collective Perspective page on YouTube channel. We got the Collective Perspective. We got Joe Jackson, and we got a whole bunch of other stuff that's going to be going on in the future. Networking is what we do. Black men get united. This is the coalition. Joe Jackson, deuces.
42.
All right, later.